Good afternoon. Myself Kumari Silky, Assistant Professor, IIMT College of Science and Technology. Today I will give the small session on what is software testing. What is testing? That software testing is the process for checking the quality and functioning and performance of software product before launching. To do software testing, tester either interact with software manually or execute test cases to find the bugs, errors, and ensure that the software work as the we accepting. Now, the objective of this presentation is show the how to define software testing principle. What are the type of software test? What are test planning, test executions, and test reporting, and what is real-time testing? We all this point we should discuss in this presentations. How to define software testing principle? We define software testing principle at first is testing. In testing, we execute the program to find the faults. Verifications, the process of providing program to correct it. That is verification. Validations, the process of finding error by executing the program in real environment. That is processes validations. Now last is debugging. In debugging, we diagnose the error and we correct this. And in debugging process, we check and we find the error and fix it. All should be done in the process of debugging. Software testing principle. In software testing principle, to remove as many defects as possible before the test, since the quality improvement and potential of test is limited. Software testing life cycle. As the development phase, we study the SDLC, software development life cycle. In testing, there is also software testing life cycle. Many software testing initiate a process that is known as software testing life cycle. SDLC consists of 6 activities to ensure that all software quality to meet goals. The 6 phases are: first phase is requirement analysis. Second phases are test planning. Third phases is test case development. Fourth is environment setup. Fifth is test execution. And last is test cycle closures. These are the 6 phases and 6 steps that the software testing lifecycle work. In requirement analysis, we gather the requirement of the all test activities. In test planning, we write the test cases and plan how to we test. That is, we at first accept in unit testing, integration testing, then the planning, all the test parts should be decided. In test case development, we write the test cases of the related module and what should be a work should be there. The all this should be done in the test cases development. And environment setup, there we set the environment and we software tools will be used. This all should be done in the environment setup. Test execution, after the tools will be decided, then the test execute. And last is closer and test cycle closer. And after that, we test all the works and we make sure that our software is the works free and meet the requirement of customer. Now, type of software testing. They generally has 2 types: manual testing and automation testing. Manual testing is performed by the developer, QA engineer. Also, the type of test should be there. But in automation testing, there the automatically test tool will be there, and we test our models on automatically. No need in requirement of the users and developers would be there. In manual testing, there are three types: white box, black box, gray box. In black box, there are two types: functional and non-functional. In functional testing, there is a unit testing, integration testing, and system testing. In non-functional testing, that is performance testing, usability testing, and compatibility testing. In performance testing, the load testing, stress testing, scalability testing, and stability testing should be comes. In integration testing, there are two types: incremental testing and non-incremental testing. In incremental, there are two approaches: top-down and bottom-up. These are the type of software testing. There's two type: manual and automatic. Automatic should be done by the computer, but manual testing, there the developer and QA engineer should be involved and user also involved there. Manual testing, the process of checking the functionality of an application as per the customer need without taking any help of automation tool, that is known as manual testing. While performing the manual testing on any application, we do not need any specific knowledge of any testing tools. Rather than we have a proper understanding of products, so we can easily prepare the test document. What are type of software testing in manual testing? That is unit testing, that is white box. Integration testing, that also comes in the white box testing. Function testing, that is black box. Regression testing, system test, and acceptation and installation, this comes on the non-functional requirement, non-functional type of testing. And non-functional comes on black box. There are two types: functional and non-functional. Now, unit testing. The unit testing, white box testing. In unit testing, there is an individual component are tested, and that is tested by the developer. For example, a developer develop the codes, and after that we check the apply, we throw some input, and then the desired output should become. That type of testing is called unit testing, and an individual component are tested, and is done by the developer. That it is a test path test. It is also called as test path, to focus any relatively small segment of code and aim to exercise a high percentage of internal path. This comes on the unit testing. The advantage of disadvantage of unit testing is the tested may be based by the previous experiment, and the test value may not cover all the possibles, because all the possible values, because it is the individual testing and the individual model should be tested there. Now, integration testing. There's two types: top down and bottom up. Incremental, they are the two incremental and non-incremental. Non-incremental, they are the no subset. Then incremental, there's two types: top down and bottom up. Top down integration test. The control program is test first. Module are integrated once at a time. Advantage: no test driver need. Interfaces error are discovered early. Modern features to be debugging. Disadvantage: test stubs are needed. Error in critical module at the lower level are found late. These are these diagrams of top-down testing. In A to B, there are the three test cases: T1, T2, T3. In A to B, B to C, there are A to B, T1, T2, and B to C, T3 and T4. These are the testing tool, testing process. And ABCD are our models. Now, bottom-up integration test. In bottom-up integration test, allow early testing and aim to providing feasibility, and it works on emphasizes model and functionality and performance. Advantage: no test stubs are needed. Error in critical module are found early. And disadvantage, test driver are needed, interfaces error are discovered late. Bottom up testing. In bottom up testing, we test on the bottom to up. That is the level N1. In level N, the test driver should work on the level N. After that, the level N1. In bottom up, we work on the lower model to upper model. For example, if the ERP system, that the student and then the login student, teachers, staff should be on the lower model, and administration and academic model should be a upper model. So we test on the lower model to upper model. Functional testing, that is black box, and it's designed to exercise to external specification. Tested not knowledge of the program design. Disadvantage, the need of exploiting start requirement only covered a small portion of possible test conditions. Regression testing. The test effect of newly introduced changed on all previous integrated code. The common strategy is to accumulate a comprehensive regression bucket, but also to be defined a subset. The full bucket is run only occasionally, but the subset is run against the FD spin. Disadvantage. To decide how many subsets to be used and which test should be selected. These comes on the regression testing. Then, what is test planning? In test planning, we define the functions, role, method for all the test phases. In test planning, usually start during the requirement phase. Major test plan elements are the objective of each test phases, schedule and responsibility of each test activity, activity of tool, facilitate and test libraries, test criteria for test completion. These are the test planning. Before the testing, we plan on this test. And after also, we automation test also plan the test planning should be important. This is the second part, the second phase of the STLC test testing life cycle. Now, test execution and test reporting. In requirement analysis phase in software development life cycle, then we prepare the SRS, that is requirement specification, software requirement specification. But in testing, we prepare the test execution and reporting. Testing should be treated like a equipment. Testing required all the behaviors should be noted and is investigated properly. A big company keep a special library which all the copies of test report and incident form and test plan that helps to check the previous data, and this record also should be maintained and kept. If any changes should be done, then the test cases, test planning should be held, and test reporting should be held there. Now, last topic is real-time testing. The real-time testing is necessary because the deployment system is usually more complicated than the development system. The rule of applying a real-time system, evaluate possible deadlock and threatening to a spatial time condition. Use tests to simulate hardware fault. Use hardware simulate to stress the software design. Design a way to simulate model and missing in the deployment of system. In real-time testing should be also done. It is the time of work the software that should check the it simulate with hardware or not, and any stress should be there. And all time this type of testing comes on the real-time testing. Okay, thank you.